For this last exercise in Chapter 9, we're going to work with for loops. And this time we're going to work with strings again, and we're going to count the number of vowels in a string by examining each character through the string. Now, to review a little bit about strings, a string position starts at position 0. So the first character in a string is always at position 0. And the last position is always the length of the string minus 1. So that if the length of the string is 10, the last position of the string is position 9. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the char@at method that we looked at earlier to examine each character in the string and determine if it's a vowel or not. And if it is, we'll add it to a counter, and then at the end we'll know how many vowels are in the string. So the first thing we need to do is create a scanner object. So we'll call it input, as we usually do, and associate it with system.in. Then we need a sentence object or variable, so we're going to create a variable named sentence as string, assign it the empty string. Then we need a variable to keep track of the number of vowels that we come across. So num vowels will be our variable, and we're going to set it to 0. Now we're ready to start the for loop. The for loop is going to take a variable, our loop control variable POS, started out at 0 for the first position, and then it's going to be less than the length of the sentence. So we'll just say POS less than sentence.length. And then we're going to increment POS by 1 each time through the loop. What we want to do is have a series of if-else-if statements that compare the current position with one of the vowels. And if it's true, then increment the counter by 1, otherwise check against the next vowel. So we're going to write right here, if sentence.char@at POS equals A plus plus num vowels, else if, and here I'm going to copy and paste to make it just a little bit easier, not have to do quite so much typing. Change that to E equal to I, set that equal to O, and then finally set that to U. We won't count Y as a vowel. Close the for loop, and I just realized I forgot to get the sentence from the user, so we'll do that here in a second. Print line, there are num vowels in the sentence. And then back up here, we'll prompt the user to enter a sentence, system out print. So let's compile and run it and see that it works correctly, and then we'll go back and talk about it a little bit more. So Java C chap 9 part 10.java, Java chap 9 part 10. Let's do a simple sentence. This is a sentence, and let's count the vowels real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I count 6. And I left out the word vowels. There are 6 in the sentence. Let me fix that real quick. Compile it again. Run it again. Let's generate one word sentence, word. Of course, we need to adjust our grammar. There are 1 vowels in the sentence, but that's okay. Let's do it again. And there's 12, and we can count those if we want to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you see the way the for loop works. The for loop starts at the first position of the string and goes through the last position of the string, which is 1 less than the length, which is why we entered POS less than sentence.length, incrementing by 1 each time. And then we simply check each character. Char@, pause will return at the 0th position, then the 1st position, then the 2nd position, then the 3rd position, all the way through the string, checking to see if it's an A, an E, an I, or O, or a U. If it is, then we increment the counter by 1, and then the loop continues to the next iteration until we're out of sentence to look at. And that's all there is to it. This is a good example of a problem that needs to be written with a for loop because we know exactly how many times we're going to run the loop. We know exactly how many characters are in the sentence, so we don't have to speculate or have a condition. We simply go from 0 through 1 minus the length of the sentence and check each character. So that wraps up this chapter on looping. It's a very important chapter, and I hope you retain this material because we'll be using loops often through the rest of the course.